You are allowed to be both the person who made the mistake and the person who forgives themselves for it. Your energy is not a battery that needs to be drained. It's a flame that needs tending. Sometimes the best thing you can do is to outsource the worrying to your future self and take a nap. Your heart is not a problem to solve. It's a companion to understand. Life is like a good song that grows on you. You don't always love it the first time you hear it. You don't have to have the answers today. Today you just have to show up and see what happens. Your presence is not a request for approval. It's a statement that you belong here. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is to let yourself need people when you'd rather be independent. Your story is not a competition. It's a narrative that only you can tell, exactly as you tell it. Life has a way of making you appreciate the people who loved you before you loved yourself. You are not your worst fear. You're the person who feels the fear and stays anyway. Your boundaries are not a negotiation. They're the line that says this far, no further. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is to refuse to argue about your own experience. Your growth is not a race. It's a garden that blooms in its own season, not on command. Life is like a good cup of tea. Sometimes you need to let it steep before it's ready. You don't have to be the person who never fails. Being the person who fails forward is the real skill. Your mistakes are not permanent. They're just the way the path bends before it straightens. Sometimes the kindest thing you can do is to stop expecting people to be who they're not. Your peace is not a reward for good behavior. It's your birthright. Claim it. Life will occasionally hand you a day that makes no sense. Those days are still part of the sense. You are allowed to take up space without apologizing. The world made exactly enough room. Your intuition is not a whisper you ignore. It's the voice that's been right before, remember? Sometimes the best thing you can do is to be the person who says, "Me too," when someone else feels alone. Your presence is not a coincidence. You're exactly where you need to be, even when it feels off. Life is like a good stretch in the morning, uncomfortable at first, but you feel better after. You don't have to be the person who has it all figured out. Figuring it out is the whole point. Your small victories are not insignificant. They're the evidence that you're still in the game. Sometimes the most honest thing you can do is to admit that you're not sure what you're feeling. Your worth is not a question that needs answering. It's a fact that needs accepting. Life has a way of making you realize that the detours were actually the main road all along. You are not your imposter syndrome. You're the person who showed up despite it. Your energy is not a gift you owe. It's a resource you steward for the things that matter. Sometimes the best thing you can do is to let something be unresolved until it resolves itself. Your heart is not a muscle that gets tired. It's a muscle that gets stronger with use. Life is like a good friend who tells you the truth, even when you didn't want to hear it. You don't have to be the person who never rests. Rest is how you get to keep going. Your presence is not a performance review. You're not being graded on how well you showed up. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is to admit you were wrong and let that be the end of it. Your story is not written in ink. It's written in pencil with an eraser always nearby. Keep being the person who believes in second chances. That belief has changed more lives than you know. Life is like a good parking spot. Sometimes you find it right away. Sometimes you circle, but you always get there eventually. You are not your inbox. You're the person who decides what deserves a response and what deserves the archive folder. The universe occasionally gives you exactly what you asked for, and you realize maybe you should have been more specific. Your overthinking is not a superpower. It's just your brain trying to solve problems that don't exist yet. Life rewards the people who can say, "Well, that didn't work," without making it a whole identity crisis. You don't have to be the person who always knows where you're going. Sometimes wandering is the destination. Your dreams are not impractical. They're the only thing that makes practical worth doing. Life is like a good laugh. It doesn't fix anything, but it makes everything feel fixable. You are allowed to celebrate the days where your biggest achievement was not losing your temper. Your boundaries are not a suggestion box. You're not collecting feedback on whether they should exist. Sometimes the most productive thing you can do is to close all the tabs and start fresh tomorrow. Life has a way of making you realize that the thing you thought was ending was just beginning differently. You don't need to explain why you're stepping back. "I need to" is explanation enough. Your presence is not a favor. It's a choice you make, and you can unmake it anytime. Life is like a good recipe you improvise. The best versions are the ones you didn't plan. You are not the person who said that thing you regret. You're the person who learned why you won't say it again. Your mistakes are not a mirror. They're a window into what you're still learning. Sometimes the kindest thing you can do is to let someone have their version of the story without correcting it. Your peace is not something you find at the end of the road. It's something you carry with you. Life will occasionally hand you a situation where every option is bad. Choose the one that lets you sleep. You are allowed to have boundaries that change depending on the day. Consistency is overrated. Your intuition is not a maybe. It's the first thing you knew before you started collecting opinions. Life is like a good stretch after sitting too long. Uncomfortable at first, but your body thanks you. You don't have to be the person who never complains. Complaining and then doing something about it is a skill. Your small steps are not insignificant. They're the only way mountains get climbed by regular people. Sometimes the most honest thing you can do is to say, "I'm not ready," and leave it at that. Your worth is not a metric. It's not measured. It's just there, like gravity. Life has a way of making you grateful for the people who left. They made room for better. You are not your bad days. You're the person who gets through them and still finds something to smile about. Your energy is not a loan you have to repay. It's a gift you give yourself first. Sometimes the best thing you can do is to mute the conversation and come back when you care. Your heart is not a liability. It's the only thing that makes the hard things worth doing. Life is like a good pair of broken-in boots, a little scuffed, a little worn, and exactly right. You don't have to be the expert in the room. Being the person who asks good questions is often more valuable. Your presence is not a placeholder. You're not waiting for your real life to start. You're in it. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is to admit you don't know and ask for help. Your story is not a test you're passing or failing. It's a life you're living, messy and beautiful. Life will occasionally give you a sign that's impossible to miss, usually after you missed the subtle ones. You are allowed to want something different than what you wanted yesterday. You're allowed to change. Your boundaries are not a rejection. They're the conditions under which connection can actually thrive. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is to stop explaining and just let them wander. Your growth is not something you force. It's something you create conditions for, like a garden. Life is like a good conversation where you say the wrong thing and then laugh about it together. You don't have to be the person who never needs help. Needing help is how humans have survived this long. Your mistakes are not the end of the story. They're the plot twist that makes the ending better. Sometimes the kindest thing you can do is to let yourself off the hook for something you've been holding against yourself. Your peace is not a luxury item. It's the foundation that everything else is built on. Life has a way of making you realize that the rush was mostly in your head. Things take the time they take. You are not your calendar's opinion of you. You're the person who knows when to say no to another meeting. Your intuition is not a guess. It's your brain processing faster than your mouth can keep up. Sometimes the best thing you can do is to put the phone down and let the world wait. Your presence is not a negotiation. You don't have to convince anyone that you belong. Life is like a good nap. You wake up not knowing what day it is, but somehow better. You don't have to be the person who has all the answers. Having good questions is a whole different kind of intelligence. Your small kindnesses are not forgotten. They're stored in the hearts of people who needed them. Sometimes the most honest thing you can do is to admit that something wasn't okay, even if it's over now. Your worth is not a number. It's not tied to your income, your output, or your approval rating. Life will occasionally remind you that you're exactly where you need to be, usually when you were about to give up. You are allowed to be both the person who made the choice and the person who regrets it. Both are true. Your energy is not a switch you can flip. It's a rhythm you learn to dance with. Sometimes the best thing you can do is to let something be unfinished until it's ready to be finished. Your heart is not a weakness. It's the thing that makes you care enough to keep showing up. Life is like a good friend who calls you out. It stings, but you're better for it. You don't have to be the person who always pushes through. Sometimes the smartest move is to rest. Your presence is not an obligation. It's a gift, and you get to decide who receives it. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is to stay when everything in you wants to run. Your story is not a checklist. It's a narrative that unfolds in its own time, not yours. Life has a way of making you realize that the things you thought were failures were just rerouting. You are not your worst moment's highlight reel. You're the entire film with context and growth. Your boundaries are not a wall you hide behind. They're the door you open when someone proves they know how to knock. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is to let someone else be the main character for a while. Your growth is not a competition with anyone else. It's a conversation with your past self. Life is like a good walk in the rain. You get wet, but you also get to splash in puddles.